Hey, what's up, everyone? Before we get started today, I wanted to really quickly talk about a collab that Combat and GPF has put together to support Mission 22. If you're not familiar with Mission 22, they are a fantastic organization. Essentially, their goal is to unite in the fight against veteran suicide. And with everything that's been happening in the world lately and, just the last couple of years, I think now more than ever, what they do is very important. So we've put together this great box. I'll put the link below. It's basically JK handles, the grab handles, aluminum. They're awesome. They're from Combat, included in the collectible box, which is cool on its own. We're going to throw in a free GP flag. The limited edition weekends are for wheeling. We're also going to throw in some decals and bracelets and what have you from Mission 22. And of course, proceeds from each purchase will go to Mission 22. So if you could check that out, it makes a great gift. You don't even have to wrap it, which is fantastic. So head on over, check the link in the comments, in the show notes, and yeah, it'd be great. Makes an awesome Christmas present. If you don't have a JK, if you don't know someone who has a JK, consider leaving a small donation. $10, $25 if we all do it. And we have enough viewers, I think we could make a difference. So I'll put that link down below as well. And that's it. So let's transition into the show. Today, we're talking about moving the shop, the GP JL to 40s. And in particular, we're talking about HD spare tire carriers. We have Dave from CavFab, who has offered up a generous discount code. So if you're listening to this and it's before October 7th to 10th-ish, 2021, you're going to get a pretty sweet discount at the CavFab.com website. Just use code GBEEF. So Dave from CavFab, we're here to talk about HD spare tire carriers and why I think theirs is the best, but we'd like to hear your comments as well. So let's do it. Let's transition into it. Let's talk to Dave from CavFab, bring in Ryan, and let's do it. Let's get started. All right. What's up, Wheelers? Welcome to the Light Bars and Lockers podcast, the show where we answer your questions, talk about badass builds, and discuss ways to beef up your ride. I'm Paul, and as always, I've got Ryan Stoangi from Combat Off-Road checking his phone over there. And tonight we've got Dave from CavFab joining us to talk about, among other things, HD spare tire carriers. So what's going on? Nothing new?
Another day in paradise here at
another day in paradise. Awesome. Dave, where are you located?
So we're located in Northwest Georgia. We're about an hour and a half north of Atlanta and about 2.5 hours south of Knoxville and Nashville.
Okay, right on. Cool. It seems like I think you're at least our third guest from Georgia. So I don't know
awesome.
What it's.
Are you born and raised there, or is that just where you went for business? Or
Yes. So I grew up no more than 30 minutes from where I live now, and our shop is 40 minutes from the house, a little bit further, closer towards the Alabama state line.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, know the area really well. I've been here for all 30 years of my life. So
nice.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah,
we usually do like Sheriff's Jeep Fest down there.
Okay, yeah, down in Jasper.
Yeah, good bunch of people. And what else did we do? We did another one down there too. Jeez, I don't remember.
Wasn't Sheriff's just recently?
It was the beginning of September.
Yeah. Okay.
Right on. Yeah, I always get like bad anxiety around the Sheriff's time because I totaled my JK like a couple weeks right before. I think it was a 2017.
Was that right?
Sheriff's Jeep Fest. Yeah. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This time of the year is always rough, but
yeah. Because you're mourning the loss of your JK,
exactly.
Or because of the accident.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah. Actually, it wasn't too terrible, but I'll tell you what, I hit a Mini Cooper going like no more than 20, and that Mini Cooper tore the JK to pieces.
Really?
Yeah, just the way I called it. I mean, the Jeep was brand new, drove it off the lot with 2 miles, and before the first oil change. So yeah.
Wow. You said 2017, Did you say?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't like British people or things at all?
Oh man, no. God.
Throw things at them.
Yeah. Like clinch up anytime I see a Cooper.
Get your spotted dick out of here.
Right.
I hear that's a dessert over there. I don't know. Is it or something like that?
I think, isn't it tongue? I think.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm going there anytime soon to try it or anything.
Right. That's right. All right, cool. What did you replace it? Are you into a new Jeep now, or?
So we actually took the insurance money and rebuilt it. So at the time, I mean, it was just a sport. You know, it wasn't anything super fancy. It was honestly probably the cheapest JK that you could buy. It was an automatic and it had a hard top. That was like literally the only options. Roll up windows. I had AC.
Oh wow,
that was a necessity, and the heat that we get down here.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, really, the damage wasn't too bad. Like the airbags didn't deploy. Bent the front axle, which I didn't realize was bent at the time. But anyway, I was 5 minutes from work, so I ended up driving it the rest of the way to work, and then kind of got underneath it with a flashlight. All 4 control arms are bent like a pretzel.
Wow.
The drag links looks like a rainbow.
My wife does that all on her own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like when I drove it, I was like, it really doesn't drive that bad. Like I figured the alignment was out of whack, but sure enough, I got under there and looked, and the axle was leaking from the plug welds, so we knew that it was kind of toast. Ended up throwing just like an Ultimate 44 on it. Ended up bringing it home. Yeah, I brought it home. Did everything in the garage. Ultimate 44. We re-geared it. Threw some 37s on it, and it kind of went from there.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, turned out really well. Actually, it's funny. We were like, we made the joke that the build was sponsored by Geico because they cut me a pretty nice check for it.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome. So, tell us a little bit about CavFab and yourself, and give us a little bit of background about the shop.
Yeah. So we actually started out, and I figured this is kind of the story for a lot of people. We started out with just I was a Jeep guy. My buddy was a Toyota guy. I had an XJ at the time, which that's kind of where I started, was the XJ scene. At the time, that's about all I could afford. Had a 98 or 99 two-door Cherokee, and my buddy hit me up and he said, hey, let me build some parts for it. So we linked up, and I knew him just, through Facebook, and he was a fabricator by trade anyway. And I'd seen some of his work. He actually had a really, really nice OBS F250 that he dovetailed, dove-nosed, super nice build, 3.0 coilovers, bypasses, the whole 9.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, sure, take it, basically do whatever you want with it. Came and picked it up. He built a couple bumpers. And then we never talked for 2 more years, and I ended up in a new Jeep and another Cherokee. He's like, hey, man, I got some free time. Let's kind of do it again, so what we can come up with. So at this point, I was kind of in the phase of like building a suspension. I knew I wanted, like a nice long arm setup. So we came up with a really basic 3-link design, had him fabricate all that. He had access to a laser press, all the stuff. So, it wasn't like anything, it was no backyard fab. It was actually really nice stuff. And when I picked it up, I was like, man, this is way nicer than I expected. And I was like, we might be able to sell this stuff. Like, I'll pimp it out on Facebook if you're willing to, build a few more kits if anyone's interested. And honestly, it kind of went from there. I'm an IT guy by trade. So I built our website. This was back in 2015, 2016. It's hard to remember. It's been so long.
Right. Sure.
Built a website and honestly just, started kind of whoring our name out on the forums and Facebook and advertising all over.
Love it.
And it really just took off. We operated out of his parents' garage for a year. And it got to the point where we couldn't keep up with demand. So we ended up renting a shop, 8,000 square feet or so. And that worked for a while, and we outgrew it as well. We ended up buying our current facility, which is around 20,000 square feet. So substantially larger. And it's the way it's set up, just the building and the floor plan is a lot more conducive to, production and working efficiently. So that's where we're at now. We've got a handful of full-time employees. We got a full-time welder, a designer, people that, pack and ship our stuff and work the warehouse. So it's kind of been a blur, to be honest with you. Like I said, it feels like, just yesterday we were, derping around in his parents' garage and spray painting parts and selling them on Facebook. And then awesome. we've got like kind of a professional operation now, which is, surprising considering our typical characteristics. So it's been a fun ride. Yeah. Awesome. It has its ups and downs, dealing, you always deal with some bad apples, but
yeah, exactly.
That's part of the business. Yeah.
So you guys do any shows or anything? Like got a show circuit or like?
So we did Jeep Beach 21 19, I believe it was. That was like our first big show. Rented like a huge double space, like the biggest space you could buy. I don't know why we did that, but anyway,
that's always that, right?
No clue.
Right.
And I'd never been to G Beach, which, I kind of know the vibe that it gets. It's, we were set up across from like some speaker folks. Like, I don't know, they were just selling like audio stuff. So we couldn't hear to talk between like ourselves, let alone talk to a customer.
Oh, I hate those dudes.
Right? Yeah, Ryan really does hate that.
Yeah,
even at a bar when the music's playing,
yeah,
like totally roast them. Like, get the hell out of here.
I hate it. And for us, I mean, it was a fun time. Like, we had a really good time. We went to the shores and like partied with the Milestar guys and like Diesel from Stacked Off Road and all kinds of other guys. Rock Crawler Jeremy and all those guys.
Yeah,
it was a really good time. Just for us, at least that kind of show was like not conducive to doing business.
Sure.
Okay. It's nice to get the name out. We've got this. We bought a super nice tent with the the logo on it. Did Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion one year as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could do a little more business there.
Right.
On the flip side, a lot of the stuff that we sell is not something that people kind of buy on a whim. They they research it, they look into it. Whereas if they've got like a set of $100 light bars, people eat that stuff up.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
But again, we definitely want to kind of get back into a more routine, show schedule. We haven't really had the time, to be honest with you. We've been so busy over the last year or so that we just haven't jumped into it.
Yeah, it seems to be the common story of this industry over the last couple of years. It's like you would think that things would come to a halt because of the whole pandemic and what have you, but no. It's like everyone is crazy busy, and now it's just trying to like get caught up, get back into the routine, get back to life as it was before, because it really seems to have turned things upside down a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, when the whole COVID stuff came, I've got kids, so the school shut down. It's like everyone's panicking.
So
I mean, it's different, obviously, but depending on where you live, but. We were like, man, like, what's going to happen? Like, we're going to be able to get materials, like, people just run out of money and we're not going to sell stuff. But it's honestly been really good. It's been, hectic with supply chain issues.
Sure.
But overall, it's been a pretty decent time.
Nice.
So what were you doing to like promote the business other than like a live, like you weren't doing live shows? You were just sticking to like Facebook and stuff? Or?
Yeah, man, that's it. Facebook, Instagram, got a YouTube channel that we don't really touch much, which I'd like to get back into.
Right.
I do some photography and videography work on the side, so I enjoy that. But yeah, honestly, social media has been essentially our primary advertising platform for the last 5 or 6 years.
Wow, and you just send them right to your factory site, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, we have a handful of dealers that that sell our stuff across the United States. That's another thing that we're looking to, kind of improve on is getting the name out there and have another local shop sell our product.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we do, direct to public sales. So.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, let's transition into the HD spare tire carrier.
You got a picture, Paul, for everyone or no?
No, but everyone knows what it is. It's the thing that holds your tire on the back.
No, I wanted to see his.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you don't know what it is, we have.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I'll get it.
I mean, it's self-explanatory, right?
Right.
Spare tire carrier.
If you don't know what it is, I don't know. We can
go.
help. I'll get a. Let's see here.
I was just curious. I don't know if I've seen yours, Dave.
Yeah, it's a nice one. I mean, there's no.
Paul didn't give me any heads up, so I couldn't even. I was trying to like incognito do it on my phone. Then Paul goes, "Oh, he's checking his phone." I actually wanted to see some stuff because like I own some retail stores, and that's where I started with the Jeep and 4-wheel drive industry like 17 years ago. I still own the stores. I'm in one of the stores right now, hanging. But yeah, I'm sure I've heard the name tossed around, and I kind of text my guys on our team like Slack channels to see if we bought any of your stuff from you, like just for our clients, like the retail side of clients for Off-Road Addiction.
Right.
But because I heard the name, I just hadn't, my head's been in the sand too, like just trying to develop like stuff for this company and stuff too.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Kind of ignorant for all the other stuff.
Okay, I do have one here. It's uploading. Yeah. All right, and I gotta say, I in full disclosure, I've been when I have extra time and stuff for whatever reason, I started researching these like 2 months
You've
ago.
been talking about his for a bunch
I don't
of
know
time,
why.
yeah.
It's like just for whatever reason, I'm like fixated on spare tire carriers. It's kind of weird, but here it is. That's the CavFab one. So
that's cool.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's fully steel, right? Like we're talking.
Yes.
It's completely steel. Okay, so what I have is in doing the research that I've done, the usual suspects are, of course, we have the TerraFlex, I think the Alpha they call it, the $8 billion solution.
Alpine or Alpine, yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, and then there's the.
I should have named it Alfred just for classic, like a classic kind of move.
Then you've got the Moto-Built one, which is a nice one, and then you've got Rugged Ridge, of course, right, which is probably the most affordable of them. I don't want to say cheap because
thrifty,
thrifty, the most thrifty of them. And then you've got, what's the other one? Oh, Rusty's is the other one that comes up a lot. So let's break them down a little bit. I assume you know all about them because, like I say, I've seen you on the forums sort of jumping in and always being very respectful of everyone else's. You're not bashing anyone, but there are differences, and I'm sure you know what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I will say with ours, we designed it so where you don't have to take it to the shop to have it installed. You don't have to drill the hell out of your tailgate. You don't have to cut anything off the body. It's essentially as simple as removing the stock carrier, the mount itself, and the hinges, and then bolting ours on in place of it. Ours doesn't require any type of shimming or anything to get it to line up with the door check properly. All the adjustment is actually built into the carrier itself. So that was one of the biggest parts that we tried to focus on when we designed this was how easy is it to install? Because the last thing you want to do is, you get the whole thing up and you put, a 37 or a 40 or a 42 on it. You got to open the door and it sags. And then, you've spent 3 hours installing it. You said, the hell with it. And then you're just going to lift up on the tailgate and slam the door shut and leave it like that until, you take it apart again some other day, which typically that day never comes if you're like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, our carrier is all 3/16 steel. And for all of our products, we use only American-made steel. It's all laser cut, press formed, here in-house. We do all of our welding here in our shop, all of our design work, engineering, everything. And this particular carrier has gone through a few different iterations. So the design has changed a little bit over time, and just really small changes, some changes to the camera mount and the license plate relocation bracket. Then again, some of the adjustability that I mentioned that we built into the actual hinging and the mounting system. And again, like you said, not here to badmouth any of the other carriers, but I'd always be happy to put ours up against theirs from a strength perspective, an ease of install, and just a performance perspective too.
Do you need any pre-treatment before you? Is it powder coated? I imagine, yeah.
It is not. No. So yeah, that's one of the.
Oh, you sell it raw? Yeah,
okay. We do. Yeah, and I would say that's one of the biggest gripes that we get is people say, I'd love to buy it, but one, I don't want to paint it. I've got an $80,000 JL, and I don't want to paint it.
Right.
And I don't have a powder coater that I trust or that I know of. So,
well, that's it, right? I mean, you got to ship this thing. So if you're shipping it across the country and you powder coat it and it shows up and it's scratched, guess you're getting the blame.
Totally. Right? We get that with the door, like our doors too, right?
Yeah.
Same difference.
Because FedEx and them, they don't give a shit. They literally will roll your shit up the driveway, like toss it, and then it ultimately comes down to the person shipping it. It's I have a spare tire delete right now. I won't say who it is. I'm sure anyone who's watched this knows who it is. It doesn't matter. The point is the hardware on it is not made by them. So the company that I bought it from obviously didn't make the bolts, like the light bolts and shit.
Yeah, but hardly anybody does that.
Right, but they all don't work. So who do I immediately call to go hey, I need these replaced?
They don't have any.
Yeah, well, they don't even get back to me, to be honest.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, it's right. So it's it probably creates, it's just unnecessary, I think, added frustration that could be added to the purchasing. But also, there are a lot of people I think that do, I would powder coat it as close as I can to body match anyway, right? So or silver or something, you know what I mean? you can't win with everyone, but you're right. Yeah, that's one thing I've seen lots of in the forums and what have you. It's like, oh, it isn't, it isn't powder coated or doesn't come coated at all. But do you do an e-coating on it or anything?
We don't know. So the steel is what we call like pickled. So it prevents, rust up until the point that it gets blasted or, wiped down and then coated. And again, these are typically not something that sit on our shelf for very long. So when the customer receives it, there's typically like a film on it. And again, that film gets cleaned up and wiped down, and then they're free to paint it or have it powder coated, whatever they prefer. But like you said, some people want crazy colors. You can't, we sell a lot of steering, and the color requests that we get for steering, which we don't do.
Right.
We do it black, or you get it raw steel. And the other thing is, somebody spends $70 or $80 to get, a custom color, and they get it and it's not the right shade.
Right.
And
yes.
Where are we at that point?
Right.
So,
Mike says,
us, it was, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, Mike just jumped in. Speaking of Mr. Miller, he says, that's why you need a combat off-road spare tire delete instead of the one I have. It's a little.
Oh, he's talking the ball.
Yeah. So, because anyway. But yeah, no, I totally understand that. How about, do you hear a lot, or have the question? So TerraFlex is aluminum. I think the Rugged Ridge one is partially aluminum. Do you find people asking a lot about or do you see any differences between those?
No, which obviously, a lot of the panels in the JL are aluminum, and they tend to hold up pretty well from what I've seen, unless you're in an actual accident and then they turn into a tuna can.
Right. Yeah.
For us, I mean, the weight of our carrier, I can tell you exactly, comes in at like 55 to 60 pounds. So, and that's the full thing. So the tire mount itself, the new hinges, the body of the carrier, the license plate, the camera mount. And with the aluminum, I mean, I assume that's probably for weight savings. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's 60 pounds when you're hanging, 120 pound 40 and a beadlock off the back of it.
Yeah.
Right. Again, too, aluminum is typically more expensive than steel.
Right.
So that can add to the cost as well. But for us, 3/16 is kind of an industry standard, and with a tire hanging off the back, you're not going to bend or disform 3/16 steel. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, the aluminum is going to, that's where all the shock load comes at the end of the vehicle too, right? So you're going to get that tire pumping like this, and you're going to crack. You'd have to have pretty thick aluminum not to crack that too.
Yep,
so that'd be the part that would scare me off of making an aluminum tire carrier personally.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and it's the cost too, right? Like, I mean, the price for the TerraFlex, the one their aluminum one, is insane. Like, it's actually insane, the price that they charge. So now, is it worth it? I don't know. Who knows? I'm just saying, if you look at the cost benefit versus yourself
costs are relative too, right? Like, some people want to spend a shit ton of money and other people want to spend the least amount of money possible, or it's just I mean, obviously there's gonna be less people that are just like, whatever, let's just dip it in gold
as much as I can.
But I mean, they're still out there.
Actually, I hadn't even seen that carrier until you just mentioned it. I know that they sell the center section, but that's actually the first time I've ever seen their full blown carrier.
Yeah, so it's two parts. You have to buy in some places you can find the kit where they're both together, but for the most part, there are two. You buy the mount and the hinge separate. Which works at, I don't even know what, $1,500 I think US.
It looks like around 12 or 1,300.
Yeah. So by the time you get it shipped and everything else, and I think their weight on it's crazy. So it comes in at double lots of the other ones, right?
Well, at that price point, you might as well buy a bumper with a swing out.
Absolutely,
you'd be in that price range.
Yep. Well, and so the image I showed a few minutes ago, that was your JK carrier. Here's the JL version, and one of the things that I personally really like about it is that it comes with the spare tire, or sorry, the tag relocation. Yeah. Because again, it's hard because with the TerraFlex one, you have to go out and buy your own. It works with the existing brake light and the camera, but if you have an aftermarket bumper that doesn't have a tag mount on it, you have to figure it out. So I like that yours just comes with that. That's great. Yep. Yours does that, and so does Motoville. Both which are both, great
Maybe Dan
foresight.
copied you.
That's a good one.
And I will say, though, going back to your other point, because Rusty's is another one, like I say, it comes up a lot. Seems like it's really stout. Like, it really does seem like a quality product, but you have to drill into your tailgate. Like,
right.
It says it's optional, but if you're getting it, I mean, I'd almost feel like it's not complete if you don't drill into it. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe don't finish it up.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I feel like, it's, for me, that's a make or break for a lot of people, because some people are, drilling into the panels anyway and putting quarter armor on or rocker armor. So, the body is looking like, Swiss cheese. But for some people, that are doing the more bolt on thing, they don't, that's the last thing they want to do is drill into their pretty new Jeep and, worry about, rust or whatever from the inside.
Exactly.
The panels are aluminum, but still, especially with the JK too, I mean, our JK carrier is essentially the same way. It's, unbolt the old stuff, bolt the new stuff on, and you're done.
Yeah. That's for me, that's always my thing, is like rust, because I've had it, where you put something like that on and you don't know, but in behind it's basically rusting. And,
well, there's a process though, if you want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to know what you're doing.
You can put a
There's
treatment
no
on it.
question.
You could silicone in like anything you're going to use, like
definitely
like a nutser or something like that. Just add that little bit of extra.
Yeah, which
preventative.
That's what you did on the inner fender flares, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. When we put nutserts in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Silicone in there.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so then next question is, what about like maximum weight on it? Because Ryan and I had this discussion, and then I know that like some of them, I think the max is 40 on most of them. What's the max tire size that yours will handle?
So yeah, we advertise it as a 40 as well, which I wouldn't hesitate to go with a 42.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So we've had some of our buddies out of Outlaw Off-Road, which I don't know if you guys are very familiar with them.
Yeah.
But Outlaw Huntsville, they sell all of our parts, and they did a picture of their shop owner. He's 220, 230 or so, sitting on a 37, on the Jeep with him on top of the tire, and was able to open and close it fine.
You don't find that corner of the body moves at all, or with the weight of that tire?
No, I mean, we've on our shop JL, we ran 40s for 2 years before the Jeep got traded in. That was a 40-inch trail grappler with a KMC machete. So a pretty heavy setup.
Yeah, heavy wheel,
yeah. Same thing with the JK. I ran the JK with a 40-inch Toyo, which they're stupid heavy. I don't know why the hell they're so heavy.
Yeah, try a Pitbull. I got 41 and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Pitbulls, dude, they're stupid heavy.
I think we've got like 10 sets of those from when they had the 50% off sale that we can't get rid of. I think they just came in a couple of weeks ago too. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, right.
But no, I mean, it's hard to put a set weight on it.
Because it varies.
The body misforms. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, 40, no problem at all. And that's, like a 40 beadlock and then accessories on top of it, roto packs, high lift, whatever you can draw up.
Yeah.
That's
kind of the commonplace too, right? Like 37s, 40s. That's kind of the median where everybody's running anyways. Then you get the couple of the outliers of 41 and a half, 42s, 43s, and then that's it. So I guess you guys cover the mass base for that anyways. So.
Yep. Yeah. And then you can order it with the standard 5-on-5, the 8-on 6.5, and then if you're doing like a Super D swap, we offer it in the 8-on 172. And then if there's some other crazy custom bolt pattern that we don't have, we can drill it, no problem.
Right on.
Amazing. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that was, I think Ryan, you tried to put yours on, and you have a 2018 JL, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but you tried to put yours up on one, right? And didn't you say
we put 37s on, and it moved.
Oh, it was just 37.
And that was like, his Rugged Ridge gave us one, so we just put it on.
Oh,
and it like, I don't know, it looked like the body moved it to me, and it like came and like scraped on the bumper, right? Like a bumper scrape.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So we just cut it. I cut it in half, and I just put our spare tire delete on, and I just kept it. So just because I had it, so it's all. I just cut it off. It looks like an X-Men symbol on the one car.
Right.
And then I just drilled and tapped it and put our license plate there.
Oh my God, is that why that's? Oh, I thought you did
Yeah,
that
dude.
just to hold the license plate. I didn't realize.
No, I did it because the thing sucked, and I had to. I mean, I appreciate them giving it to us, but it didn't work out for 37s, which is a regular I don't know, I forget the name of the wheel. This is a basic like one piece cast aluminum wheel, like nothing crazy, 17 and 37-inch Baja Bosses, and the thing like you open the tailgate, boom, dropped on the fucking on the bumper and just scrape it.
Yeah, that's what Nate was saying, is that it just scraped along. Right?
Yeah, I was like, whatever, man. So yeah, we just cut it up for now. And then,
well, there you go. Huh? Interesting.
Yeah,
I thought it was 41s. I didn't realize.
No,
yeah, it's funny you said that too, because like one of the biggest selling points that we had, like when we came to market with the tire carrier, like we were one of the first. Like we got to the JK market really late, which JK came out in 2007, and we didn't even start up our shop until like 15 or 16. So the JK market was already flooded with a plethora of parts, from garbage parts, Chinese knockoff stuff, to really good parts.
Yeah.
But JL stuff, that was right. Like Jeep Beach, it may have actually been 2018. I think I said 2019 earlier, but that was like a big hit at Jeep Beach, was our tire carrier. We actually flexed it up on a ramp. And we, towards the driver's side, with the driver's side being collapsed, and open the gate up with a 40 on it, and the door check stays in place too. So the door is open with a 40 hanging on it, and it's not slamming shut.
Well, that's
So
awesome.
that's another thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. So just the stock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. Good. Yeah. So everyone tuning in or has tuned in, just thanks again for joining us. If you have a question, post it up, especially if you have a spare tire carrier that you're using right now and you love it, or if you're even considering or have a question, feel free to throw it out there.
I'll have a drink already.
I was going to say, I think
I've had too many drinks.
That's right. Too many.
That's right. I didn't get any. I got Perrier water again. It's amazing, because
there you go.
There's no liquor stores around this store that I know of. I haven't really explored this area. I only come to the store, and the massage guy's just down the road. But this store's like an hour from my house.
Do you still have the dumpster at front?
No, it's gone. Thank God. It was only there for a couple of days.
Some guy parked a Bronco at front.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Sweet.
kidding.
You guys gonna do any Bronco?
I was just gonna ask it. Yeah.
It's hot to trot. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we've started doing some modeling and some prototyping.
Cool.
We're trying to get some stuff out before SEMA.
Cool.
I can't say who we were going to work with, but we were trying to get some bumpers on Bronco before SEMA. Not sure if that's going to happen. Hoping it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in the works right now. So,
you guys coming to SEMA?
I'm not. I can tell you that definitively. I've taken far too much time off work this year. I'm not sure if our shop owner will be out there. I wouldn't be surprised. He's actually out in Salt Lake City right now. They just him and another lady that works at the shop, they just got married. So
okay.
Yep. So they're taking a big road trip. We just finished up a Gladiator build. They took that out there, kind of tested out. We got a bunch of new Gladiator parts that we're working on, and should be up and live on the site here hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But they're out there doing their thing and testing out the new JT parts. So
cool. Are they all offered raw also, or are they more, or are they finished, some of them?
Some of them will be finished. So we're doing really fancy bed rack. Give you an idea, it's got some kind of unique things. It's actually got like a card table mount on it, so you can mount the card table up under the top of it. Bike mounts, high lift mounts. I don't even know what you call them. The Overlander, some of the Overlander stuff, which we haven't really ever dabbled in that market, but some more things kind of geared towards those folks.
Right on.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm actually just surfing your website right now. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, speaking of that, we've actually got a brand new website that we hope to drop here in the next week or so. We've had some issues with our web host on this one, and they haven't catered very well to us. So we're gonna move on to bigger and better, hopefully.
Just being the giant nerd that I am, what platform are you switching to?
So we are moving over to Shopify. Yeah, we're on 3D Cart right now. I looked at BigCommerce and a couple others, but Shopify is pretty simple.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about it, right?
Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Wix is pretty good.
Yeah,
as much as
I
thought I'd never say that, but yeah, Wix.
They make oil filters too.
What?
Yeah.
WXO filter. Sorry,
Oh,
Paul.
okay.
Paul's not that techie.
Yeah, I'm
Took me a
teching on the
second,
other
but I
side,
got you.
right?
Did you? Yeah. He's
Because
funny.
well, it wouldn't surprise me. They're like the largest company in Israel.
Maybe
right?
maybe
So,
they do own it. Who knows?
wow.
Man? I don't know.
Michigan Jeep Girl.
Oh, look who it is.
What up?
Is that short
I'm
shorts?
interpreting for her. What up? That's what that means. What up? Yeah, cool. No, you guys have some really great products. It's a big fan of the stuff that's on your website anyway, and I've heard great things. Oh, someone wants to know if you have plans for a JL steering kit.
Yeah, so we actually did have a JL steering kit, and we pulled it off the site. To give you an idea, so it was R7075 aluminum rods, and we used Steer Smart's rod ends. And we had some problems with the rod ends. Nothing bad about Steer Smarts, just again had a couple small problems, and we're trying to work on a proprietary rod end, so our own rod end. Just so the kit's 100% ours. Maybe check back into the year, next couple of months, but hopefully before first of the year, we have something that's kind of in the price point of our JK steel and aluminum steering kits that we offer. Because again, the steering is what we started with. It's always been our most popular product. That's what we've done for 5 years, and it's kind of our bread and butter. So working on the JL and the JT steering kits for sure.
Do you guys do any cross pollination other than that Steer Smarts try, or is it most of the stuff's all you guys?
Mostly us. Yeah. When Steer Smarts was the first, at least from what I can remember, to come out with the JL rod end with their knuckles are a little more unique than the JK, or even going back to like the TJ and whatnot. So we worked with them, and again, it worked well for us for a couple years. We had a couple small issues, and at the price point that we were having to sell them at, there wasn't a lot in it. So we pulled the plug on it and decided to kind of brew up our own. So that's where we're at now.
Right now.
Very cool. Well, tell everyone where they can find you online. Where's the best place to see you?
Yeah, so CavFab.com is the website. And I guess if you're listening, we actually, before I hopped on here, I jumped in and set up a coupon code. So you can use code JEEPBEEF. No spaces, not case sensitive. That'll save a few bucks on pretty much everything on the website that we make. Social media, CavFab Motorsports, and then Instagram, CavFab_4x4, 4x4. So
cool.
And you said, sorry, use code GBeef?
Yep.
Where did the name come from, man? Like, what's the story?
There you go.
That's funny. So owner's last name is Kevin also. We just started with that, and it's just a cheesy name that we came up with. We couldn't think of anything better at the time, and now
you're like drinking. You're like, yeah, Kev.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's funny. Nice. That's good though, right? That makes it fun.
Yeah,
though,
we get CavFab all the time, and all kinds of,
that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. And then of course you're all over social media, Instagram. You said YouTube. You're planning on rebooting that a little bit.
Yeah, we're looking to do some. We actually just finished up a whole lineup of new TJ parts, TJ/LJ parts, Highline fenders, bumpers.
Oh wow!
So hopefully, kind of revamp that market. I know it's the TJs are getting a little aged at this point. So
yeah, did you hear that? Did you hear that just now? Did you guys hear that? The fucking TJ, another TJ just died.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, another one.
I had 2 or 3, and honestly, the TJ's been my favorite platform for forever.
Yeah,
I think people that love TJs love TJs. Like I'm a big fan of a TJ platform. I have been forever. I don't know that it makes the most practical sense. Although
definitely not.
Ryan's selling one, and I think about it almost every day. So
you should buy it, man, and get it out of my hair. I've put so much money and time into that thing.
Right? What's the thing? I give it to my kid, right? When he get a couple years and he's old enough to drive.
Yeah,
tell me he wouldn't be the coolest kid in school driving a TJ.
Dude,
that one.
He's gonna impregnate a whole bunch of young girls.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, no, I think that's great because so many people I think are getting out of the TJ market.
Yeah.
That and that you have XJ stuff too. That's also cool because I don't see that a lot either.
Yep.
And I'm a big fan of XJs. Like XJs. The late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
They look cool. I just wish they had a real frame. I've said it 1,000 times. If they had a full frame, it'd be so much cooler.
I'll tell you what, those fucking ZJs though, Jesus God.
You don't like those? Dude, the only cool thing about ZJ is they come with a V8, though. You can get a V8.
That's still dog shit.
Oh, come on. Just throw a little
kidding,
bottle of sauce
no.
on it. 100 horse shot, 150 shot.
I think the worst thing, because we actually bought a 5.9 ZJ to we were going to design parts with it.
Yeah.
And we get there and it's like $500. The thing, like the transmission dragging the ground. And we ended up towing it, flat towing it back with some zip ties to our shop that was 10 miles away.
That's awesome.
And I can't even stomach a ZJ after that.
Just one bad.
We still sell parts for them though, so CavFab.com. Yeah.
There you go.
You're lucky. One of our diehards.
I was gonna say
Dion. He has a WJ though, a little better, I guess.
I can handle it.
Yeah, he's got it done pretty well. It looks pretty awesome. He's got a lot of work into that, so lots of wrench time.
That's funny, man.
Cool. All right. So so if you're listening to this after the fact, will that coupon code be good for a little while?
Yeah, I'll leave it up through. How about this time next week?
Okay, perfect. So probably if you're listening to this, you'll have a couple days to so we're gonna say October 7th. Yeah, we'll pop it up.
Yeah, you gotta pump it.
Yeah. So we'll say October 7th-ish. We'll post this out to our audio channels tomorrow. And that's pretty amazing. So thanks for that. And yes, check out CavFab.com. Hit them up on Instagram and Facebook and all that. And Dave, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Buddy.
Thanks for setting the record straight. Yeah. If you're in the market for a spare tire carrier, make sure you check them out. I know I'm pretty sure that I was leaning that way anyway, so I'm pretty sure
you were. He's not lying. He was talking about it. So.
Yeah. So man, any questions, you or anyone else, feel free to reach out. If you call, you're going to talk to me. If you email, you're going to talk to me.
Nice.
If you message us on the forums or Facebook or Instagram, you're going to talk to me. So
there you go.
Cool.
So you got a face to the.
That's it.
Face to the name.
To the brand.
All right.
Okay.
Cool,
awesome.
Well, thanks so much.
Yeah. See you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Take care. All right.